Okay, time to continue on. So when I last left you, we were at floor 6 here. And I'll note that we basically replaced Jaleri with Golgi, if you skipped the last episode. Anyhow, let's just get this party started. We'll have Max do a little bit of looking around to see if there's any dust he can pick up. And we'll go with Science Creator to start off with, and we'll let Golgi start working on this. Now, something to note by the way. You notice that when I move Golgi and like Max around his room, Golgi's taking over like the operating system while Max isn't. When you basically have two operators in a room, the one with a higher wit will operate on the module. So if you look at Max here, he has 8 wit while Golgi has 9. If I actually take this off, you notice that Max actually starts operating on it. So basically, it very much is governed by who has the higher wit. Anyhow, much like last time, I'm going to use Max to do a little bit of early exploration to get some more dust for us. For me, rather. And we'll put this here. I think we'll go with a little bit more industry right here. It looks like there's only one more room up here. Excellent. Why not? We'll get a little bit more dust from that, and I'll put down a food replicator here. Let's move these guys over here now. Now there's a nice room. Alright, so here's a cryo capsule. It's likely you would have found this a little bit earlier in the run through, but cryo capsules are essentially these cylinders that basically store food for you. Or they can give you some bad effects as well. So, when you basically open this up, much like the dust factory, you're basically paying some factory to either get some food or a bad event. And in this case, we got a bad event. We basically got nothing for our troubles here. Now, I'm not sure, but for some reason, I think there's like a bug with the cryo capsule. If you look on my minimap now, if I basically power this room up, you'll notice that I can't build a major module slot there, even though there's a fact that there is a major module right there. I think recently there's a bug with the cryo capsule where essentially it's no longer giving you like food or anything else when you basically do that option there. Like, you get that sound, it'll pop out, and then nothing will happen. That's actually not supposed to happen with the cryo capsule. What is supposed to happen when it happens is that you're supposed to get a random hero popping out of the cryo capsule. So that's something to throw out there. With the cryo capsule, you're basically paying 20 industry to either get food, a bad event, or a hero to pop out into that room. It's unfortunate that the hero didn't pop out there, but oh well. That sometimes happens. It's random chance, basically. Let's go down this way a little bit. And we got a power room. I'm going to put down... Let's put down an industry generator here. And move these guys over here. Now, I want to note at this point, I've basically got one mission module here, a couple up here, and then a couple here, so that's 5 in total. As you basically place more and more modules down, basically what will happen, the cost per module will increase by 5 industry for the next module you put down. Now, I've basically been going like, in like the past like, few floors, after 10 rooms, don't put any down. Once you get to floor 6, here's like a new recommendation. When you start to get to up to 50 industry, which will basically happen once I place another module down. So I'll place that down. Once you basically see 50 industry, that's where you really should think where you have enough space to really want to put down more. Essentially, at this point where I basically have like, 6 modules down already. Basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's where you should stop perhaps building more, because at that point you're basically placing down possibly more modules than you're going to be able to get resources back for, but also a lot of modules have to defend if there's stuff that can attack them. And right now there is an attacker that can attack modules, so I want to be very careful placing more. Though it'll depend. If there's like, if I basically find it there's like, you know, nothing past these rooms too far, and I got the dust for it, I may place more modules down here and then, like, you know, defend up here. We'll see what basically happens as like the layout of the dungeon unfolds here. So let's go down here. We got an empty room. That's good. In a way. I essentially power up this room. Now we can go over here. Ooh, we found a pistol. I can put that on Max here, who basically uses pistols. That'll give him a little bit of an attack power boost. There's another self-powered room. Now I want to note, by the way, I've been finding lots of dust, and it's partly in part of the fact that I got Max here doing the exploring, but it's also because I'm finding lots of dust in these rooms. And I also had a dust factory up there. This is good because it means I can power more rooms. Alright, so here's the last room over here. So these guys can now all move up to here now. And yes, slow Gork is coming up behind. Let's go over here a little bit. So here's where my EMP hit this time, so that science module is offline. Let's build a new science module to make up for it. So a note, by the way, at this point, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 rooms open. That may be the last module I'll basically place down for this level, because there's probably... Here, I'll note this, by the way. For the Science Creator 4, I'm basically getting 6 signs back for each door I open. So if I basically build one more of these, I'll have to open 10 more doors, basically, to get back all that, you know, signs in exchange for the industry I basically did to place it down. So if there's 10, if I think there's 10 more rooms, it's, you know, it's worth it to basically build another one of these, like, modules. Science Creator Food Replicator. And 11 doors if I want to build the industry generator. But if not, it's not really worth it. And we found a toxic cloud. And you know what? Let's just do this right now. This is probably not going to be worth it in the long run, but I'm going to place an industry generator right there. Now, something to note, by the way, is that even though there's a toxic cloud in this room, and it's slowing down my hero, it doesn't slow down his ability to basically generate resources for me. So he can actually sit in that room for me, Max, and actually operate that for a little bit more resources if I want to. And let's move all those guys in here. And I'm going to build a few... You know what, let's build a few smoking guns so I can show off how they work. Smoking guns are a little bit different in Tesla monsters in that they go after special monsters as opposed to anti-monster monsters. But because it's just fairly early on and the monsters are still fairly weak, these things will shred most monsters that basically enter the room anyway, so it'll, you know, not really matter anyways. I think we'll level Gork up here to a couple levels. I'll note that when Gork gets up to level 7, he gets something called Bloody Showman, and he'll basically gain more attack power for every monster in the room. So basically, it helps him kill stuff more, on top of the fact he already kills stuff more. Okay, let's go up here. There's my exit for where I need it. We'll go past the exit a little bit. And there's a merchant. And I'll note that he basically has, to be honest, nothing really I really want. And I'll note that he's basically offering science for all this stuff. I think we're going to do with this merchant here, we're just going to sell him all this stuff I don't want here. Get a little bit of science for it. And I'll say that'll be good for now with this guy. And look at that, that's the last room over here. Uh-oh. Alright, it's kind of hard to make out, but you'll probably notice that one of these snakes is pink, as opposed to blue here. Alright, it's still very hard to make out, but basically, it's worth knowing that enemies basically have two forms for themselves. They basically come in elite form or normal form. Elite forms basically are like more powerful versions of the normal form, and you want to basically treat them with a lot more respect. They also tend to have other properties associated with them as well. For example, this pink guy, he will attack the merchant. I know, and I can verify that for sure that he will attack him if he sees the merchant. So you want to be very careful with the pink chimera guys, or pink snake guys. So that's done. I figure I'll move both Gork and Nana over here. I'm pretty sure Max can handle everything that pops out of this room by himself. Especially if I level him up twice. By the way, once Max gets up to level 7, he gets repaired much like Golgi does. So if these get damaged, he can basically repair them up for me. And I'll note that even though he attacks slow, the modules that are in the room with him, the smoking guns, they'll still attack at full power. So it'll basically keep spraying the monsters as they pop into the room. So I'm pretty sure Max will be fine. Let's go over here a little bit. We can do a little bit of research, and... Alright, so I'll note that of the stuff here, the mechanical pal, the kip can, and the viral detector are a little bit weak, but I could actually swing to go after the land module. So I'll note that I usually go first for the science module, the industry generator, the food replicator really early on, to basically start, basically getting the research up as high as possible. Eventually around floor 6, that's when I recommend starting to research around like the other stuff in the major module slot. This land module basically increases the defense of all modules on the floor, minor and major. So it's a good investment for later on, because we'll start getting to the part where modules will take a lot more damage. So we'll start working on it now. I'm gonna move Gork in here. Another EMP. Alright, that went offline. So this science module's down again. I think in this room we're going to build a bunch of more smoking guns. So you can see a little bit more of their action. Now, I'll note by the way that I'm not powering up this room because Max has all his defenses over here with him. And Toxic Cloud is apparently gone now. So if you look at that, there's no Toxic Cloud, no green fumes or anything. So Max basically has 0.9 cooldown, it's full speed. Anything that basically enters this room is going to probably get killed because I'm pretty sure Max can hold off anything. That'll mean more dust from the stuff that gets killed there. Now I can make use of Nana or Gork to basically work over here. And get me more dust from this angle. Gonna pause it. So I'll note by the way, whenever you see this enemy signal pop up, and it'll basically tell you how many waves are basically coming. So here's something I note by the way. When it basically says one wave incoming, it basically means one room has spawned monsters to basically come after you. So in this case, one room, the only room that's available over here, spawn monsters. And here they are. And no trouble at all. And also note that as the stuff gets damaged, Max will repair it too. So we're pretty good on that angle as well. Let's open up the doors over here. Another research module. So that's something to note, by the way. Sometimes these research modules will be right next to each other like this. It's, you know, it's randomness. It's a roguelike. That can happen. Let's power that up, and I'll do some research in both of these. Let's get the industry generator. Actually, you know what? Let's move Nano over here. So, something to note, by the way, is sometimes you want to strategize where you're doing research with. So, because I got the industry generator, I'll obviously do it over here, because this module over here, this research module, artifact, this will have much less chance of being attacked than this one. And I can research something else over here, which is basically less, you know, minor. So this is a land module too. And there's the last door of this dungeon. And look at that, there's a third one right there. Alright, I'll note by the way that is it probably a good time to use cooking with gas right now, because I can basically increase my dust probability a little bit more, which would be useful right at the end here. And we'll see if I'll get just a little bit more dust for my trouble. So that's all that's there. And there we go. That's basically everything for floor 6. So at this point, let's get Max, Golgi, and Gork to go to the exit. Or Gork, Nanner, and Golgi to go to the exit. I'll have Max carry the crystal out. This is a fairly quick level, and this is going to have something that's happened. You'll basically have like the, you know, your playthroughs, you know, sometimes you're really fast or very slow. All depends on the speed, like, you know, and luck of basically what happens. So I'll note that this board, this level, I had a whole lot of dust, which basically let me power up most of this dungeon, which is great. Basically means that I only have these floors, these doors over here to worry about. And I can just get out here easily enough. Actually, while I'm running away, you should probably note that Gray's ability here is grayed out, while these ones aren't. It's worth knowing that when you're basically leaving a level with a crystal, the guy who carries the crystal can't use his active abilities. So on top of being slowed down and, you know, very, you know, basically moving at a crawl, he basically can't also use his active abilities. So basically he can't use verbal abuse if you want to. But anyhow, we're just gonna get to the exit and just be done with this level. And that's it for floor 6. I'll see you next time when we see what floor 7 has in store for us. For now, take care.